champions, Frazer Brookes here, and welcome back to day 3 of the 3-day system challenge. Hope you are getting value from it so far. I hope your mind has been kind of blown as well. And let me just kind of share this. If Saga is not something that you want to use, then I want you to think about how can you create all these systems with other things. And I promise you, the reason why we created this is because it's very, very difficult to have it all under one umbrella. And I truly know that you're going to if you use it, you're going to get massive benefit from it. And again, coming back to what I said in day 1 about the personalities, you got the red personality, yellow, green, and blue. The reds, the greens are really gonna understand and see how this is a game changer. Maybe the blues, have to focus a little bit more to really appreciate it. And the yellows, well, they'll understand that if they can get all their team and help their team more as well, they will win as well. So I'm very excited about today because I want to share with you some other stuff inside of Saga that's going to help you with the follow-up. So, story time before I get started. I always got taught that the fortune's in the follow-up. It's something that, you will hear at almost every network marketing event. Because it's true, right? That if you follow up with someone, you've got more chance of winning. But I always said that if you follow up once, you just won't make the fortune. It's about following up multiple times. Hence why I call it the fortunes in the follow-ups. But you know what? It does not matter how often I tell people, you got to follow up. There's something known as internal resistance. And internal resistance is the resistance that you have with yourself that stops you from doing the work that you know you need to do. Things like fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of perfectionism, fear of procrastination. Not fear of perfectionism, just perfectionism and just procrastination. And I had the exact same thing. Although I knew I had to follow up multiple times, when someone had said to me, no, the idea of following up with someone who'd already said no was the least desirable thing for me to ever do. So I thought about my own story. How my dad, when I was 18 years old, I was just about to blow the candles of my birthday cake. He said, Fraze, stop. He took me into his office. He sat me down in the prospects chair and he gave me my first ever official presentation as an 18-year-old. I'd seen him do the presentation thousands of times, but this time it was for me to become a team member. And I stopped him and I said, Dad, I'm not joining. And the reason is because I had the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, and the fear of public speaking, which for me was the fear of success. Because if I was successful, I would hold the microphone. If I held the microphone, I would feel sick, right? So I held myself back. But every 3 months after, and by the way, when I got out of the chair and left the office, he said, Fraze, are you cool with me keeping you updated on the progress? That was him getting permission from me to follow up. So he didn't need it, but he wanted it, right? So every 3 months, he would just give me the same presentation, right? He would just say, hey, sit in the chair for a second. I would sit in the chair, he'd give me the presentation. Same one. And the questions he would ask would be about me at that current moment. So how are you getting on at university? Are you excited about it? Can you see yourself doing that when you're older? Now I know what I know. It was all part of the plan for him to get me paying more attention, emotionally, to the presentation. But back then he was just asking me questions, right? In my mind. So every 3 months, 16 attempts, 4 years later, just under 4 years later, I say yes. And I go back to him and I always think about this story. I said to my dad, why did you follow up with me 16 times? That's a lot. You wouldn't go out to a bar in Liverpool and see a girl that you really like or a guy that you really like. And let's say the guy goes up to the girl and says, hey, I would love to buy you a drink. What would be your order? Whatever, right? Whatever. You can clearly, I've not got very much experience with that, right? You go up to the girl and she says no. 5 minutes later, no. 5 minutes later, no. 5 minutes later, no. You wouldn't do it 16 times. You get done for harassment. You get kicked out and you get your head kicked in. It's not, you're just not going to do that. You're just not going to do that. And he turns to me and he's got a smile on his face, a smirk, more of a smirk. And he says, Fraze, if I truly believe in this business, then I am going to do whatever I can for as long as I can to ensure that my family get involved. And I was like, oh. And it stayed with me forever. Because really what follow-up is a test to see how certain you are about the business. If you are not 100% certain, then you will not follow up. You won't follow up continuously. If you are 100% certain, then you will tell everyone that you know every 3 months, every 6 months, once a year, you will tell them about your business. Another story. A friend of my dad's, he calls him up. He used to be in a company with my dad, like in the 90s, right? And he left the company to do all the different things, and he found his way back into the network marketing space with a different company. And every Christmas, he would call my dad and say, Dad, he wouldn't say Dad. He'd say, Simon, I just want to wish you and your family a really happy Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. By the way, how are you? And they would have a chat for a few minutes. He said, are you still happy with where you're at? And he would say, yes. Years and years and years go down the line. And my dad was like semi-retired, kind of bored. The company had made some decisions that my dad didn't like, which kind of made him step back even further. And he contacted him and said, Simon, are you happy with where you're at? And my dad said, for the first time, no, I'm not. And he ended up being then headhunted into this other company, and he launched this other company, billion-dollar company. But the idea is that you consistently, continuously follow up, and you find a way that's not awkward. This is why you make it awkward. You follow up on the business, which is logical, instead of following up emotionally as a personal. Big difference. So if I was to, let's say you watching the video, right? Claire Smith or Claire Jones, Sarah Smith, Bob Jones, whatever, right? It doesn't matter, but I'm talking to you. And I come to you with an opportunity. Let's say it's Saga, right? And we're going to use Saga. Let's say Saga is the business opportunity. And I come to you and I tell you about Saga and you say no. But before, I'm not going to just say like, oh, hey, what's your name? Sarah. Oh, great. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Like, join Saga. Like, I'm going to get some idea of who you are, follow you on social media, have a conversation with you, understand what you do for a living, understand why you would want to take a look. And I come to you and say, hey, Sarah, like, would you be open to checking out some information on a game-changing system that can accelerate your business online? No worries if not. No worries if not. Just thought I'd ask. And she says, no, not interested, right? Now, 3 months later, I can come to Sarah. Instead of saying, hey, Sarah, it's been 3 months since you said no to this game-changing system. It's blowing up right now. Do you want to have another look? Right? Which sounds great, but you ain't sending it because you don't want to get rejected again. Instead, I'm going to follow up and say, hey, Sarah, been a while since we last chatted. How's things? Or, hey, Sarah, been a while since we last chatted. I know you were going on holiday to Paris. How was it? Right? Like, that's even better, right? Because you're talking about personal stuff. Yeah, really good, Frazer. How are you? I've been following you. Interested? Are you still using that system? Yeah. Like, the idea is, and that's why in Saga we call it serving. The idea is not follow-ups. The idea is, how do you serve someone so that you can continue the conversation? That's what serving is. Serving beats selling. Transformations beat transactions. And your goal is to continue the conversation, to serve by proving that you actually care, by building the relationship. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside Saga, and I'm going to show you different ways how you could continuously serve with less friction. And before I do that, I'll just share with you really, really quickly about my own business, right? My own personal business, is that right? My own business when it comes to follow-up. I was okay at follow-up. I had a level of certainty that wasn't my dad's level of certainty, but it was a high level of certainty, and I would follow up, but I made up in new contacts and new conversations what I lacked in follow-ups. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but if I wasn't following up with 5 people, I made sure I started a conversation with 50 people. So I was trying to get the easy, least resistant sales in, not like the low-hanging fruit, but like these people want to do it. They don't require my follow-up, so I'll just focus here. It's not always the best place to be because the people you need to follow up with, timing just might not be on their side. They could be influencers. They could be legendary. They could have huge amount of respect in their community. The timing is just wrong. So what happened to me is I realized very quickly with technology, 2009, I need to build an email list. And I built an email list, and I used a tool called ManyChat as well, which I had like 80,000 contacts on there. So we had well over 100,000 contacts on our list. And once a week, I would send out an email that I would do. It was a recap of the week. And we would get it read by maybe 5%. So 5%, maybe 6,000 people would read the recap of the week, and it would have quote of the day and recap of the week and lesson of the month and all this. And it was like, eh. And then I met with a friend, and he said, how many emails are you sending? I said, 1 a week. He said, 1 a week? What are you doing? I said, what, should it be 1 a month? He goes, no, it should be 1 a day. I'm like, 1 a day? I'm not sending out 1 email a day. Like, that is, people don't even read emails. And he looks at me with like this kind of like frowned face, and he's like, they don't read emails. But that's not the point. Like, what do you mean? The point isn't that the whole point? Like, the email itself is an envelope. You receive an envelope, you open it. If you don't open it, you don't know what's inside. And I was like, it wasn't an argument, but I was just like, I was trying to get him to get into the state of like, prove me wrong. So he said, okay, go on your phone now. So I go on my phone and grab it. Maybe I can do it now to demonstrate. I go on my phone. Surprise, surprise. Right? You've got notifications. I say, yeah. I said, just scan through the notifications. I go, yeah. He said, have you had any emails? I'm like, yeah, I've got some emails. He said, do you read the name? I said, yeah, I read who the email's from, of course. And he goes, exactly. And I'm like, exactly what? And he looks at me again, raises his eyebrows. And I go, oh, I get it. It doesn't matter if they read it or not, but by just seeing your name shows them that you're still doing the thing that you were telling them that you were going to do. And it all made sense because I've been growing up and I've always believed that longevity creates credibility. I've seen my dad do the same thing over and over and over again every single day for decades. He's got the most credibility than anyone else has to me, right? He's got so much credibility, right? So I see that and I go, okay, so if I send an email out a day, even if someone just opens 1 a week, they're opening the same amount, if not more, like 1 a week than they were if I was sending 1 a week. They might open up 2. And he said, yeah, but they're going to see your name every single morning when they wake up and get your phone and go through the notifications. They're not, and if they start to see your name more and more and more on social media, they're more likely to see your name. So I'm like, wow. So our open rate goes from like 5 to 10% to 15% to 20%. So now 4 times more people are reading it. And then the number of subscribers start going up because people are getting value and they're sharing the emails with their friends. Now we're at 45 to 55%. Half of the people who receive the emails, the 60, 70,000 people, half of them are opening the emails every day. I challenge you to have 30 to 40,000 people every day reading every single word of your caption. They're not. And you're not full control. When you post, a notification doesn't go out. It's the algorithm. You've got to go from algorithm focused to notification focused. When it comes to a system, when you can have a system of continuous follow-up, that's when you win. So let's dive into Saga and I'll show you how. Okay, so what you can see when you're in Saga, and again, we've still got today's tasks here because I'm recording it. But what we've got, and let me kind of show you there, right? So we've got email broadcasts. So as a basic member, obviously you've got 100 emails, right? So once you've sent 100 emails, you would need to upgrade, or you just make a decision that you're only going to send 100 emails every single month, okay? And again, when you get good at sending the emails, and you can use ChatGPT to help you design emails, but I always want you to think, how and why am I using emails? The idea is to serve. So different types of serving would be like stories, testimonials, before and afters, event updates in general. You've got five spots of mentorship that people can apply for. All right. So let's say create new broadcast, and we're just going to go system test because this is a system challenge, right? Create new broadcast. Okay. Now select lists. So I can actually create a mailing list here. So if I go mailing list, create list name, serve, I'm going to go create list. Now I want to add subscribers to the list. So I want to go in here and I want to see all the people who are on serving. So I'm going to select Sarah. Oh, there we go. Let's just select all, right? So I'm going to select Sarah, Bob, and Frazer, right? So there's 2 Bobs, 1 Sarah, and a Frazer. And then we got partner because we selected the partner tab. Remember the other day, we changed it from lead to partner, just for an example, right? So now I'm going to go, okay, add to list. So I've got those 4 contacts because I only want those 4 contacts receiving these types of emails, because those people, they've been invited, they've seen the information, now they just need to be served. All right, close. Now, email broadcast, system test, select list, serve, right? From Frazer Brookes, from the email address, subject, are you still, oh no, let's just go, please open me. Okay, start designing, blank template. Let's wait for it to load a little bit. New content here, so let's just go text. Let's just type, oops. Hey legend, or in fact what we can do is we can go, hey, merge tags, contact, first name. So now it's going to say, hey Sarah, hey Bob, hey Fraser. Are you still interested in making money online, losing weight, whatever it might be? Let me know. Or no, let's go. Thanks, Fraser. Because then I'm going to get all the emails. It's one of the best emails you'll ever send. Right? Are you still interested? This email could be, hey, first name. Today I wanted to share with you a powerful story from my friend Mary. Right? Mary and I recently met at an event. She was like you a few months ago. She wanted to lose some weight, or she wanted to make some extra money. She got involved in the system. Blah, 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 blah. Here's a photo of Mary. And then we can add a photo in here if we want. Okay? Or it could be an update. It could be Black Friday. Wow, you got Black Friday coming up. Imagine that you have 5, 10, 100, 500 emails that you can send people. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 in time. That's the aim of the game. All right? So we create the email. And then we are good to go. Save as template. Oh no, sorry. Change and set changes made. Should just be able to come out. There we are. That's our email. All right. And then send now or schedule. Now, of course, and then that's going to send. Okay. Now it's then going to say delivered. So 4, 0. Hopefully, if it's not delivered, it means it's gone to the spam or it's an incorrect email. So delivered 4, opened. Let's say 2. And if there's a link, it will tell me how many have clicked the link, right? How many clicked the link, how many have unsubscribed, how many marked as spam. Okay, now obviously I haven't sent through here because I have lots and lots and lots, right? But yeah, like this is a great way to start building your email list. And you can just send 1 a week to start with, or 1 a month to get into the flow until eventually you realize, wow, every single time I send an email, I make a sale. Question, maybe it's a yes or a no for you. Did you join this challenge because you got an email from me? Maybe half of you are going to say, yeah, without that email, half of you wouldn't be here. And there's thousands of you watching this challenge right now, which is wild. Okay, you can buy more, you can upgrade to the pro level and all that, which is, again, for an extra like $10, $20 a month to have thousands of emails that you can send out, well worth it once you've proven that it actually works for you. Okay, so that's one way to serve. Because if I go onto my pipeline view again, and I've got Sarah, Bob, and Fraser, it's kind of annoying that it's Fraser, Bob. Let's go Sarah, Mary, Bob, and Fraser, right? Then every week I send them a follow-up. Let's just say every Friday I send a follow-up Friday email. That's just what it's known internally to you. Every Friday I send an email that creates follow-up. Your content creates follow-up, and you messaging people creates follow-up. You might as well do all of it if you've got the system to do all of it. All right? So you send an email. We've got SMS as well, right? So you can do the messaging, the emails, where you just drip. Now, let me explain as well what we've got here. It's a new tool, a part of the system, is business leads. So if I actually come on here, let's say I wanted to follow up with someone. I send them this lead, this contact, or it's maybe a new contact, okay? What type of business builder are you, right? And I'm going to put my name, or full name. Let's just go Derek Smith. He's Bob Smith's, or Bob Jones's cousin, right? Derek Smithy. I'm just doing one that's just not going to be used at all. Next, what's your main goal right now? Build a second income on the side. Next, how much time will you realistically invest each week? 8 to 15 hours. Next, how experienced are you in the business? Beginner, just getting started. How much monthly income would you like to make? 5 to 10,000. What motivates you most? More time freedom, right? How comfortable do you feel? 5 stars. Next, I'm curious. I'm just going through this step by step. Boom. Right? Full name. Already did that one, didn't I? Let's go. Derek Smith. Maybe that's because it's new. Derek Smithy. Whatever it was. I don't know if this is duplicated or not. Your phone number. Next. Thanks for completing the quiz. Based on your answers, you'll get a personalized recommendation on how to build your business faster. So you could use this with your prospects, right? I'm not too sure if it's actually going to create a new... Oh, there we go. Derek Smith. Happy days. Activity. Read answers. Oh, my... Wow. I actually didn't even know this existed until about 5 minutes ago. Well, about 20 minutes ago before I started recording, because it just got sent to me that it's a brand new feature. Check it out. So look, I've got all the answers to these 9 questions, 8 that probably matter because this is just a phone number, right? 8 questions. So if I wanted to, I could put that link of the form. Let me show you. Form, share, and look as well. It tells me how many views. There are two of me. 1 completion. That means it's 50% completion rate. It's got the read answers. Look, I can click share, copy this link, email broadcast, create new broadcast, form, select list, serve, or team, or leads, whatever one I want to do. I'll give you examples in a minute. Help me help you. Let's just say. Start designing, blank template. Let it load up on my amazing Wi-Fi. There we are. Okay, whoops. There we go. Text. Then we're going to go, hey, first name. It's super simple. I know it sometimes because it's new and overwhelming. It's not, but it is. I want to help you more. To do so, fill in this simple form or even quiz to qualify for a complimentary coaching call. I can put it like that. Thanks, Frazer. Right? Like that. Send. Done. Right? Now everyone's going to get that form. Now, how could you use this? Think about it. You could use it when it comes to serving. Like, I would love to get to know you. And you can create your own forms with your own questions, right? So when it comes to serving, maybe you want to find out information about the person on why they haven't made a decision yet, right? But what about your leads? Hey, I'm doing 100 or I'm doing 5 15-minute coaching calls, complimentary coaching calls for the first 10 people or for the first 5 people who apply, right? What about your team? Your team member joins and then you get them to fill in 10 questions so that you can get to know their personality type, their love languages, where they're based, when their birthday is, any special occasions, like what's their religion, like how many kids they have, what the names of the kids. You could get all that information. The more information that you get about your team, the better. The more information you get about your leads, the better. Example, if you have a name and an email, it's worth $1 a month to you. So if you have 100 names and emails, it's worth about $100 a month to you, right? That's like the internet marketing numbers. However, if you have a name, an email, a phone number, it's worth more like $3 to $5 per person per month. So if you have 100 emails and names, it's 100 a month. If you have 100 phone numbers, emails, and names, it's 500. Well, 3 to 500 a month, 300 to 500 a month. If you have name, email, phone number, data, it can be worth tens of dollars every month. Why? Because then you know how to communicate to different people in different ways. Game changer. All right. So let's go back into Saga because I also want to show you about a couple of other things. Okay. So just to recap, I love the contacts, like the pipeline view. This is a visual representation of how small or big your business is and what you need to do. Really, the serving column should be the biggest column out of all of them. It will feel automatically like this one is, but the serving column, beast mode. Then you've got the lead magnet, where you can create a lead magnet, right, to be able to attract people to you. So you've got the action marketing by importing. You've got the attraction marketing with the lead magnet. You've got the forms to obviously for leads, for team members as well. Really, really cool. You've got the email broadcasting, absolute game changer. So the two that I want to talk about is onboarding and library. Let's start with library. So with the library, you will actually see that you've got personal development here, and there are a bunch of different there's a bunch of different videos that I've uploaded in there. You've got learn from leaders, right? So there's some stuff with Sasha and some top income earners there, and then you've also got the network marketing basics, right? There's some basic stuff for you to know about network marketing inside of the library as well. You will also find there we go. So Frazer social media training, the social selling secrets day 1, 2, and 3. This is my course. It's worth $100. Right, people have to pay $100 to get it. So you'll see it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, day 1, part 4, part 5. This is like the foundation, action versus attraction, how to find your niche, how to build a brand, how to set up your profile, and then some Q&A. Okay. Day 2, the fundamentals of content creation. Which path do you want to grow when it comes to content creation? A content flow, a content calendar, understanding all the different content types like stories, reels, lives, how to do it, and then a Q&A. And then day 3, the basics of social media, the 4 different types of leads, the pipeline you got to take people through, how to handle objections, and how to track, right? Like, it's all in there. $97 course is all in there for you, and I'm going to be adding some more in there too. However, the personal library, here's what happens. You're going to add your own new content. And again, you can add documents, videos, images, links. So let's just go onto my YouTube channel for a moment. Let's go onto YouTube for a moment. And let's just type in network marketing. Let's just say. Let's say you want to network marketing. Let's see what comes up at the top anyway. Eric and me, right? Eric and me. Nice. Go on, Eric and me. Okay, so let's say we got your six-step guide to recruiting like a pro. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to, there we are. I'm going to type in the link. Network marketing is the best. Bless me. Okay, so select option. This is going to be a launching video, let's say, because I want to send this video to my team member. Now it's in there, okay? So what I can do is I can click on that. I can click share. I can copy link, right? And I can just send that to anyone I want, right? It's like my personal library, okay? Signing up, learn Saga. Yeah, so, sorry. I can add as many documents as I want, images that I want, before and afters that I want. So let's say I've got an image. Let's go, or a script, right? Image, upload image. I don't know if I've got any here, but let's go desktop. Do I have any? Well, let's just say it's a screenshot. Right, upload. I don't know how long it's going to take. Network marketing. Oh, let's just go before and after. Right, before and after. Save. Okay, so now I've got this before and after. I can, click on it. There's the before and after. I have absolutely no idea what that is. I can click share, and I can copy the link, and I can send it to a team member, right? So now our image has its own link. See that? So now instead of like, oh, where do I put the links? I put them in the Google Drive, or I put them in a Facebook group, and half the team don't have Facebook. Then bang, I've got a link. No worries. Just go to this link. It's unbelievable what can be done. It's a full-blown system. The last thing to mention here is onboarding. All right? When you join Saga, or when you get a team member who can join Saga, and again, you can sign them up to a free trial if you want, then click on Start Here, and you will see, welcome to the Saga family. It will give you some text, and there's a video from yours truly. 1 minute, just welcome you. Your why, how to establish your why. Sometimes, and I know you have, your upline is the best human in the world outside of the people in your family, because the upline is the person who got you involved in network marketing. So you go but maybe they don't know because they haven't got the experience yet or the success yet. They want to, that's why they're building the business with you, but maybe they don't know how to give you how to establish your why, or how to build trust in network marketing, or how to understand the process. Or so let me do it for you. 4 minutes, and then you've got getting your first win. This is how you start, how to connect, how to invite, how to inform, how to serve, how to launch, then how to set up the saga, customize, boom, 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 boom. Everything is in here for you to win. So the decision really is to appreciate, do you actually want to build the business or not? If you really want to build a business, then what's your system? If you have a system already, then I hope that what you've learned made you go, okay, what we have is absolutely amazing. If you don't, then I would consider signing up for a free trial, doing the action steps that I've said of going in there, importing your or understanding the pipeline, importing your contacts, and starting to use the lead magnet as well. 3 really great assignments just to get started. Start using the AI tool with the script and seeing if you can track people as well. And one thing I will say as well is a lot of people, they kind of go, you've been talking all in English. I'm German speaking and my people are German speaking. We have lots and lots and lots of different languages. I'll name them off for you. We have Czech, Dutch, English, Spanish, Finnish, French, Italian, Deutsch, sorry, it's German, sorry, Dutch, Portuguese, Romanian, and Swedish. Those are the currently 11 languages. And if you're someone who needs a new language because you've got a big team, then we can do that too. Also, if you are a leader watching this and you have an organization of hundreds of people who are actively building the business and you want to customize this for your overall organization, which means the onboarding is specific to your company, the videos are all specific to your company, you want my trainings to be brought into your team, or you don't. You turn them on and off if you want. You want relevant scripts for you. You want relevant videos for you. Then we can absolutely do that. There are challenges. There are leaderboards. There are community calls that we would do. There are notifications. There's so much that you can do with Saga. But over the last 3 days, I hope that you appreciate with the productivity system, with the set, the protect, and the reflect on it. There is the pipeline system. There's the lead generation system for action. There's the lead generation system for attraction. There's the script system. There's the follow-up system. There's the emailing system. There's the forms system. There's so many different systems. There's the onboarding system. There's the library system. There's the sharing system. There's the trackable links. Woo! And you can get started right now by clicking the button and starting a 7-day free trial, and then deciding whether you want to make an investment into your business. I will tell you that the investment that you make into your business is the number 1 investment you'll ever make. The investment that you make into your team is the number 2 investment that you'll ever make in your life. And the number 3 is the investment that you can make into experiences, how to make life more memorable. Those are the 3 investments that you should make, in my opinion, before you ever go down the route of stocks, shares, property, and all that. But not a financial advisor, so that's just my perspective. All right? I hope that you've enjoyed these 3 days in this the 3-day system challenge. I've absolutely loved giving the content. I know I've talked about Saga a lot, but to me, it's only fair to do that to keep Jesse Lee's legacy alive. And I know we already have thousands of people using Saga, where there's going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people using Saga in the future, because the capability and the ability and the growth of the tools inside of it is absolutely phenomenal. When I first saw it, there wasn't even the pipeline. There wasn't the library. There was the emailing, the lead magnet. There wasn't the forms, the onboarding. Crazy how far it's come. And I know Jesse Lee will be watching down, being so proud. So make a decision. Click that button, because when the timer hits 0, the opportunity will have been lost. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.